Well, hello there, friendlings. That's my new word, friendlings. Hello, and welcome to Attraction Marketing for Empowered Entrepreneurs. Is that what I am? Actually, on LinkedIn After Hours. So come on, let's head back in. You know where we are. We're coaching from the kitchen. And like I was telling you, I do not at the moment, and I'm fixing this, and here. Oh my goodness. Okay. So I did go ahead and charge this, so it should follow me wherever I go. Let's see if it does it. Well, something is not quite right with that, but no worries, I'll get to it. So here we are coaching from the kitchen, and let me go. I'm going to show you guys a couple of things here, and then I'll tell you about the topic. Yeah, let's see. Let me press this. Okay, let's see. Oh, okay. Something's happening. Something's happening. Oh, you have to let it, connect, and then it'll start doing it. But now it's moving in the opposite. Oh, no. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to head over here. Can you see me? Oh, look. There it did. It did follow me. Look. It followed me. Yes, it did. Okay, great. So LinkedIn After Hours. Cheers. Okay, so what we're going to do is, I got a few things going, coaching from the kitchen, because that's where your health starts, your wealth starts, your well-being starts. Everything starts in the kitchen. It's what you're taking in. That's one of the main issues with America, because we have gotten away from nutrition. And nutrition is a very important part of your well-being and everything that goes from that point on, right? Okay, does that make sense? Does that make sense? Yeah. All right. So I'm turning this too because it seems to want to go in the opposite direction. So what I've got, I'm going to talk to you about what I've got going on and what we're talking about. Today I want to talk about, and I've got a little story for you too. Okay, so before I get to what we're going to talk about, I read something so interesting. You've got to look this up. It's incredible. It's the world's youngest grandmother, 17 years old. 17-year-old grandmother. Now, this happened back in the 1800s in Nigeria. And this little girl was part of a harem. And she was just playing with her friends, having the time of her life. And she got called, and I just can't believe it. So I'm not going to go into the story. It's something that I throw out there for people to look up if they're interested. But I found this story pretty bad because I don't come from a culture where that kind of thing is normal. And apparently she wasn't too happy about it, nor her daughter, so who had the child as well. But what I really want to get into today is the topic today is, don't you love motivating yourself when you're in business for yourself? And alternatives to owning solely your own business, because I am an academic coach. I'm an academic coach, but then I also market coaching and educational services. And I will tell you where the money is. It is not in advertising for your own business. It's not trying to reach out, to to get potential clients. It's not motivating yourself with no network or mentor to guide you. And then I thought, okay, I pivoted a bit and got into marketing of high ticket education and coaching services, seminars and events. And it is like day and night. So I am going to be giving a webinar, and the webinar is called How to Beat the Job Application Numbers Game. Okay? You know, people are applying and applying and applying and applying for jobs. All you have to do is go to LinkedIn. So I could see both sides of LinkedIn. I could see both sides of Indeed as a recruiter. And LinkedIn used to post how many people. This thing just doesn't want to do what I want it to do. Okay, so people are applying. LinkedIn used to show how many people actually were applying for particular jobs. Now they changed it. Now they only say over 100 people have applied for this job, because they used to put 773 people have applied for this job. It's been posted 2 days. Some jobs have been posted for a matter of hours. And the number of applications that go in. And in a lot of cases, there's no job at all. They're just looking for a pool, a talent pool. Sometimes there's an internal person who's already been given the job, and they just have to post it as a, I can't think of the word. I always come on and I'm at a loss of word. It'll come back later. But as a formality. And, there's one job, and there's all these people, and a lot of these companies, they're asking for the world. They want someone to come in and be like a senior manager. Well, if you work someplace, if you have worked somewhere, and you have not started from the mailroom on up, you're not going to know what you're doing as a senior manager. You have to start basically at the mailroom, and work your way up and work every position so you know the ins and outs. It's as simple as that. So that's basically what's going on with that. And I'm just fighting with this camera. It doesn't want me to be in the shot here. Okay. And yeah, so that's what I am going to tell people, how to beat that game once and for all. Because there is no reason that people should be applying day in and day out for jobs against so many. The market is so saturated. Then you have AI. Then you have outsourcing. You have automation. There's people who will do basically any job an American would do for $4 an hour. That's not even pennies on the dollar. That's less than pennies on the dollar. So think about it. Are you still going to spend your days applying for endless jobs, or do you want to just beat this numbers game altogether and just get over it? So that's what we're gonna do. All right. Yeah. So this is kind of loud. They're doing. I listen to the jazz station, and this is getting a little on the loud side. Just a minute. Okay. Is that any better? All right. Okay, so let me show you, when I talk about coaching from the kitchen, let's talk about what I am going to be preparing. Okay, so, oh, look at this. That looks so neat, doesn't it? A knife right in the middle of everything. So what I've got going here is I've got 3 types of mushrooms. I have a few of these left. And, are those the morels? No, that's not a morel. I forget what that's called. But anyway, then I've got these white button mushrooms, and I've got some oyster mushrooms, similar to the kind that we harvest ourselves. And I will show you something. I've got some, this is from a red onion. So it's sprouted. So I'm using the tops because, you know, I use everything. And I've got some onions here. I've got my serrano peppers and the garlic. And then what I have here is tofu. I had kind of a craving, I guess you could say, for tofu today. So what I do with tofu, since tofu really doesn't have a flavor itself, I boil and then simmer the tofu slices or pieces or whatever you want to call it, and in bouillon. So this is like a broth made of bouillon with my Nor bouillon. So that's what I have, and I have a little bit of teriyaki. And then I'm going to put some turmeric in here because turmeric is very good for you. Yes, it is. So I'm going to go ahead and get that done. I'll go ahead and get the turmeric in there. I kind of like to put the turmeric and the garlic and aromatic herbs in lastly, because I just don't want the nutrients and the flavors actually to cook out. And so I'm going to cut these onion stems. Let's do that. Maybe I won't cut them all because it's nice. I might carve me some. Let's see. Let me cut it and see if you could. Now let's see. Yeah, it's so-so. It's not really like booming with flavor, but that's okay. And I have some cilantro. I even have some mint growing in a pot outside, so I may go and get that for the final product. Now, again, this is LinkedIn After Hours, so I call it Marcy's Midnight Kitchen at times, but it is not horribly late. It is, I don't even know if it's 9 p.m. because I eat dinner between 9 and midnight. That's when I eat dinner. I got into the habit of eating late after living in Europe because you're starving to death, waiting for your friends to start cooking, to even start cooking. You're like, we should have eaten by now, and you're not even starting to cook. Oh my gosh. And then when you're going to go to a restaurant or something, the restaurant is not even open. A friend and I, we went walking, and he wanted to show me this restaurant that he likes, the seafood restaurant. And we're kind of walking around, and then it's like 8:45, so we're like, okay, well, let's go. And we get there, and it's closed. And he's like, oh, I didn't think the restaurant was closed on, like Thursday night. And then all of a sudden, here comes the owner with all these bags of vegetables and fish and all this kind of stuff. He was just opening the restaurant at close to 9 p.m. So I really enjoy living in Europe. And I think I told you about the when I worked for Aji Petroleum oil refinery. And they have wine and beer in their cafeteria for lunch. I mean, I don't know if they still do, but Mm. One more thing I wanted to show you too that I kind of missed. I missed. All right, and I'll tell you, I gotta make some corrections. So I've got these vegetables too. I've got these vegetables, which is it's some celery. It's got cilantro. There's onions in there, and there's some cucumbers. So I might just have that as a soup. And just focus on, see, I put the turmeric in there so you can see it's yellow. And I'm going to let that cook down a bit. And I've got a lemon in there too. And so then I'm going to go to the wok. And then what I'm going to do is stir fry the mushies and all the herb aromatics. And we're going to go from there. Then that'll be it. And I got some rice. I'm just not a big noodle person. I do have noodles, but I would prefer rice. And I may make some fresh rice, but I still have some rice that's, could be repurposed. All right, so here, let's go back. And I see that Michael Woodall is here in the house. How's it going, Michael? Is everything working out for you? Yeah. So I'm just getting this tofu. Yeah, that's what I do with tofu. And I started to buy the extra firm, and then I put it back and just got firm. I like some silkiness. I like a bit of silkiness with tofu. So I don't want it to be too, meaty, I guess. Why does this thing keep turning? And I've got it facing the right way. Oh, wait, let's see. Let's see how it goes if I do this. Let's see. Nothing worse than live television. Okay, so here we go. Now I've got all the lights like a disco. Changing lights, changing colors. Okay, so I'm going to just go ahead and get that done. Let me get the wok. Let's walk and roll. Okay, you want to rock and roll all night and party every day. I want to rock and roll all night. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and get the wok going here. And then that's where the aromatics and stuff go in. And then we'll see. It might just be a mushroom situation. 3 kinds of mushrooms. Does that sound delish? Now, I've got a can over here of... I've got this. But... sometimes this canned stuff from Asia, it has Chinese 5-spice. This is vegetable chop suey, vegetarian chop suey, and it has different types. I don't know if you could see the different types of mushrooms that are in here. And it would be wonderful to have like tons of different mushrooms, but we don't want to go overboard. Okay, so I'm going to let the tofu continue to go. And yeah, I might just set some of these mushrooms aside and have a salad. And then you could put the soup over the cold salad if you want. I'm not really sure. Everything I make is basically an experiment. I just put a bunch of stuff together, and then we just see how it's going to turn out. Even with the soul food and everything. With the greens. Oh, and I have the correction. I said that my greens were a consistency like baba ganoush. That was wrong. It was more like Gorbazab Z. Okay, Gorbazab Z, not baba ganoush, because baba ganoush is the eggplant, but Gorbazab Z is the greens. Or I think my friend use spinach. Okay, let's get some oil. We're going to get some oil, which is grapeseed oil, because it takes high heat. I wouldn't use olive oil myself, because it burns at a low temperature. Okay, so we're going to go ahead. I'm going to throw some serrano peppers in first. And then, oh, well, let me show you guys. Here, you don't want to just see me. Here. Okay. So let's get this so that you can see it. I gotta use my makeshift. Woo! Don't fall. Okay, here we are. Can you see? Let me move it back a little bit. Alright. So here go the mushrooms. And I put in everything, pretty much everything in here, except the garlic. And let's see. Oh, I'm going to put some of the peppers in with the... I think I did put some in with that already, but okay, anyway. So let's put the mushrooms in. Some of this serrano peppers. And a couple of these. So there's all that stuff is in there. Okay. Here we are. So I got some of this stuff set aside for my salad. I should turn this up. You know, when you're cooking in a wok, you should be having the heat up pretty high. Pretty high. Let me look at this rice. The rice doesn't look fabulous. I'll spare you. I will spare you that. And I'm going to warm it up. And then let's get some cilantro. My cilantro fell apart. Let's see, I've got some nice cilantro here. I'm going to wash that. I'm almost thinking, what else could I put in here? The thing about it is, it doesn't look like a lot, but once you add the tofu and the liquid, it's going to be quite a lot. And the thing is, when you cook with a lot of veggies, man, you could spend $10 a week on vegetables and eat like a king. You know, instead of going to all these fast food places which are just energy-wise, cosmic-wise, universe-wise, Bible-wise, Quran-wise, Ramayana-wise, not Quran, but the Torah-wise, the Book of Mormon wives, everything. Jehovah Witness, everything. So I'm just going to go ahead and let this cook on down. You know, I don't, a lot of people cook for an army. I don't, because I just don't like to have, I don't like to eat leftovers that much either. So what I'm going to do here is turn this on down. Then I need to get a slotted spoon. And really, I should dry the tofu, but I'm not going to dry it. We're not going to dry it. Some of the tofu kind of broke when I was trying to get it out of the packet, because I thought I was just going to make some, and then I decided to make all. Can you see what I'm doing here? Oh yeah, I think so. So this is the first time I made this. You know what's good is that tofu mofo tofu. I call it mofo powwow. No, I don't. But anyway. So I don't do like a lot of Asian people where you put the cornstarch in and you make it a thick. I just sometimes just use the thin. I don't know, there's something about when you add that cornstarch, I don't know. So that one's kind of broken, because I want to see what this is going to taste like. Well, let's do it. Okay. Oh, here's a piece. I can taste this. I tell you, my stuff, it turns out pretty good. So you see what I've got? It's just tofu sitting on top of the mushrooms. So let's put the mushrooms and stuff. I kind of feel like I could use a little bit more vegetables, but I might just leave it at that. Okay, because the star of the thing is the tofu. And then I've got salady stuff. And then the cilantro will go on later. Yeah. Okay. Well, let me come back to me for a minute. And yeah, thank you so much for coming and joining me in the kitchen, coaching from the kitchen. Oh, and let me take some pepper. Oh, I just gotta have, you gotta have your black peppercorns that you're gonna, oh, that gives it such a great flavor. And then the serrano peppers, we got that going. Here, let me just show you it. I'm always trying to explain something. There you go. See, I got the pepper on there. And, yeah, just simple stuff. Simple, clean, spiritually cleansing, spiritually safe people. The food out there, I'm going to let that steam for a little bit. People, the food out there it is not spiritually sound. It's a trap. The United States is so full of traps. And you know, I'm on Facebook arguing and but it's just for fun and acting silly. You know, you gotta keep everything moving, you gotta keep everything grooving. And if you want to start getting things moving in a direction that works, start in the kitchen. Get out of the fast food drive-in. What are they? What are those called? Drive-ins? They're not called drive-ins. They're called drive-throughs. They should call them drive-bys. Is what they should be called. But anyway, so that's it. LinkedIn After Hours. We still learn even after you clock out. You could still learn, and you could learn, and you could relax while you're learning. I mean, I wouldn't get completely bombed, but you can learn in a relaxed state. All right. Well, I'll be back with the final product, and we'll go from there, okay? So keep winning. Cook good, clean, spiritually divine food. And then move from there, all right? And so let me stop, because I'm probably repeating myself and everything else. And I can't go back and edit. All right, so I will see you guys soon. And remember, come, get ready. I'm going to have more details about my webinar coming up. How to beat the application, applying for jobs endlessly, numbers game for good. Okay, we're done. We're done. Stick a fork in me or it or whoever. Well, not whoever, but stick a fork in the potato. We're done. All right. Okay, so keep winning, and I will see you shortly.